What's up, everybody?
My name is Anthony Irvin.
You beat yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, CB myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Jim Green.
Don't even need a hit of traffic light.
Okay, good.
Welcome to
One set.
Have you ever wanted to start your podcast but didn't know where to start? The One Set Bros are here to talk to you about Zencastr. Zencastr is the ultimate-based podcasting solution and now the all-in-one podcasting platform, making podcasting easy. They've sure made it easy for us to be able to record our podcast and our episodes every week for you guys. Once you've set up your account, you're simply one click away from recording a high-quality podcast with studio-quality sound and up to 4K video with your guests. My personal favorite feature is their multi-layered backups, which ensure our recordings are always in the highest quality, even during unstable web connections. And if you thought you needed multiple tools and services for your podcast, Zencastr's all-in-one podcasting platform allows you to create your podcast all in one place and distribute to Spotify, Apple, and other major destinations. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use our code OneSetPod, and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. I want you to have the same easy experiences we do with all our podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another brand new episode of the One Set Podcast. My name is Anthony Irvin. I'm here with my good buddy Jim Green. Just want to tell you guys, you're listening to one of the best podcasts, and you can catch us here at One Set Pod on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all at the handle of One Set Pod. Make sure you hit us up on the Gmail, check out our merch, and everything is listed down in the description below. Jim, tell us where our friends can check us out and discuss with us 24/7.
Yeah, it's on our new Facebook group, One Set Fam. We just started it, so it's just on the up and up, but we have quite a bit of engagement so far. Just posted this morning. Big news coming out of SmackDown with Kevin Owens with the neck injury and not being able to compete at WrestleMania. I asked if people, I asked everyone in the group, like, could Kevin Owens be literally trolling us all? Which, like, yes, there are reports out there he could be out anywhere from 2 to 5 years, and it's, to me, like, they don't typically use an injury as like a troll angle. It's usually like, yeah, this is a thing, and it's super serious, right?
Right. Yeah. And it would be typical Kevin Owens to, lead people on, and then it just like swerves into something like, oh, I had you going, and then he just totally like brutalizes somebody. But he never is like a serious guy. And when he was, talking to the audience on SmackDown Friday, I actually caught it in a highlight today. He seemed pretty genuine about it, that, it was something that he's been dealing with for a while, and it just caught up to him.
Yeah, I also watched it back today. Again, you had your show Friday night. Stellar job. If you guys haven't seen Anthony play live, it is a sight to see and something truly special. So when he gets his next gig going, you're going to have to check him out if you're in our local area. If not, he posts the live streams. You'll have to go to his Facebook page or his Instagram, Spoken Life.
Yes.
And he live streams all of his shows. So, any rate, we were both at your site, your venue where you were playing during SmackDown, and then we both had pretty busy weekends, so we didn't get to catch up really on SmackDown stuff until today. I caught a couple things when I got home from competition last night. Like I caught the favor stuff, which we'll get into that. We're going to get into that. But I didn't watch the Kevin Owens segment until today because I saw he was out for WrestleMania, and I was like, I don't believe it. I think it's just a swerve.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was seeing the reports that he was legit going to be out. And I was like, I'm going to have to give this a watch and see how I feel about it.
Mm-hmm.
If it is a swerve, Kevin Owens is acting really well.
He's the man.
Just want to say, yeah. So I'm pretty 50-50 on it. Like, I definitely think that there's a chance that on SmackDown this week he could blindside Randy Orton and he's fine, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think that there's a big part of me that really wants this match to happen, right?
Because he still stayed in character, even though Randy was like kind of, like in a way saying like, "Hey, go get yourself, checked up and ready to go. This can always be something down the road."
We'll
But he
settle
kind of
this later.
still stayed in character, so you never know.
Never know. Interesting. Lots of speculation. Okay, who's Randy Orton going to face at WrestleMania? People are like, oh, Aleister Black or Rusev, and it's like,
I thought of Rusev right away.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like you don't want either of those guys losing their return match, though, right? And we definitely want Randy Orton getting a win at WrestleMania. This is what we were saying before, though, about neither Randy Orton nor Kevin Owens losing that Mania match. So, a lot of people saying, "Oh, well, just throw Nick Aldis in there. Like, he is a bona fide wrestler from back in the day." And Nick Aldis can take the loss, and it wouldn't hurt anything. Randy Orton gets his match.
You could pull like one of those things, like, "Hey, I don't have a match, but
open challenge.
I can't." Yeah, open challenge, and then we get like some like a TNA like Joe Hendry. That would be so funny, but people would mark for that.
Yeah, I would be good with Trick Williams answering the challenge.
Yeah,
I mean,
that would be sick.
Just bona fide NXT star down there. Like he's in and out of the title picture because he held the belt for quite some time.
Yeah.
And then he's like the Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns, CM Punk down there, where it's like he doesn't need the title to have matches where people are locked in and tuned into him because he's just that damn good.
Exactly.
So,
speaking of that, we finally found out the favor from CM Punk this week.
Yep.
So, which I didn't expect it to just be CM Punk saying, "Hey, I need you to be in my corner." I had thought it was going to be obviously like
number one contender,
number one contendership down the line or something from Paul. Definitely, obviously something that Paul Heyman needed to give Punk, but I didn't think it being like, "Hey, you're going to be by my side when I do this main event." But again, I think people had, cooked up and found this thing from back then when Heyman was telling CM Punk that when you do eventually main event one day, I will be at your side. So that came back full circle. So
yeah. I thought it was pretty well done, and I feel like it's not a high stakes situation, but it's enough to make the storyline for the match feel important. And then they had Paul Heyman on Raw tonight, and they did the Penta and Dom match, which I thought was going to close the show because that men's Intercontinental feud has been closing out the show for weeks.
Yeah.
Right. They have that match, and I was like, okay, they have Paul Heyman closing the show, but they're not going to have Paul Heyman just by himself closing out the show. That's just weird. So then Seth comes out, and I was like, okay, this makes sense. And then, obviously they had just advertised Roman for Raw next Monday. I was like, Roman's not just surprised there because he would have been promoted, right? Seth said, there's no Roman, there's no CM. They're not here. I thought Paul Heyman was going to eat a stomp more than once. CM Punk does come out once Seth starts his stuff. They're brawling again. I mean, you had Seth getting in Paul's face, and I was like, okay, this is really making the feud between these three guys feel really solid. Like, there's definitely reason why these guys don't like eat, like, because before it was definitely like CM Punk and Seth Rollins, and then here's Roman Reigns on the side. I was like, how are they going to make that make sense? But they have the Roman and Seth's history, right? And then with the favor, now you have all the dissension. I mean, CM dropped Roman with the GTS. Roman sold it like the tribal chief that he is. It was so good the way that he sold it, just like the turn into the drop on the ground. It was so crazy.
He sold it pretty well.
Yeah. So you got big money feud stuff going on here. Definitely still feeling like Paul Heyman is going to wind up with Seth Rollins at the end of it somehow.
Seth was definitely putting a lot into his ear that would make him think that Seth was trying to say, hey, these dudes are not trustworthy. I'm not going to tell you, but you can trust me.
Dropping so much truth bombs on Paul tonight. I was like, let's go. I was like, this feels perfect. Like it just feels the build to the match is it feels right now. And again, that's been most of these builds to with this WrestleMania, where everything's been a really slow build to get us to Mania, where it's like we've been talking for weeks about this build feels nothing like last year, and I feel like Triple H is just testing this slow burn build with all these feuds. We got the Tiffany and Charlotte cat fight on SmackDown, which neither you or I saw. We just know the off script stuff that was said, and it's like, okay, so now that feels important, right?
Pretty much that's the only thing that came out of that. I mean, we were talking about this earlier today that I think Tiff is still trying to find her way in the babyface territory, where Charlotte, she plays either side pretty well, but I think they could have definitely put Charlotte in more of the heel aspect, and the babyface aspect, and kept Tiff as a heel. She definitely runs with that a lot better. It's more of in her comfort zone.
I think it's just when Tiff cashed in on Nia, it was like, okay, she's going to be a face. So it's kind of hard to running with it
at that point.
Yeah,
unless you're just turning on the crowd at that point.
Nia Jax is apparently dealing with some injury, which is why she's been off TV. I just read that a couple days ago. I was like, I don't miss seeing her on the screen.
No, I was gonna say, I mean, that's fine.
That's fine. Yeah, because she's just, anytime she winds up on the screen, it's just irritating to me, and I'm like, okay, what else can I be doing right now if I can't fast forward it?
Exactly.
I was like, oh yeah, Nia hasn't actually been on TV. That's
but yeah, I think they definitely put on some heat in that feud this week, kind of just like the Cena in Rhodes. Like, they definitely hit a big jump and stride in their thing that over last week. So I think Tiff and Charlotte definitely hit that stride over this past Friday.
Yeah, 100%, dude.
So you definitely are going to see, hopefully, more retaliation off of that this coming Friday. And the thing that was disappointing about tonight's Raw was we didn't get much retaliation from Jay, which is something we wanted to have so badly. And it was just him talking again about what he's going to do. And I feel that's the typical Jay right now. He's so much talk, but he can't, well, not that he can't back it up, but he uses so much of his promos to make himself good, but then, you know, all we needed him to do was just, you know, go down to that ring. Would have been fine the same way he went down, just kind of being down there and going down there in like a zombie mode type thing. And then I just wanted it to just be no words. He comes down, they stare at each other, and he just starts beating the hell out of Gunther.
I was waiting for him to just pull out a kendo stick from under the ring and then get in the ring and just start wailing on him. Just something.
Yeah.
I realized it's like, oh, Jey Uso needs a weapon to take down Gunther. It's like, yeah, no kidding. He's not just going to go in the ring and start clocking him. Like,
No.
it's not realistic.
So, I mean, if not, hopefully next week we get some type of thing that's going to let people know that Jey has got this. Because I don't think a lot of people are, and I'm sure that's what Hunter wants, is they want Jey to continue to feel like the underdog, that he can't do it. So when he wins it, it's going to hopefully, you know, elevate him even more. But I don't think he needs that type of way to be winning, because everybody's already expecting him to win. But it's just kind of hard to put your chips in on somebody who hasn't really shown.
He just looks weak all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
So he's not building it up the way, you know, people would have thought. So it's kind of hard. You know, ultimately, I think they still might be giving it to Jey because of the underdog status. But again, he's not looking too strong going into this match. And maybe that's what they want us to think.
Yeah.
But it's just weird.
I just, like, I don't know what they do with Jey Uso if he loses. I know I've said it.
Mm-hmm.
I said it the last 2 years. What do you do with Cody Rhodes if he doesn't beat Roman Reigns? Well, they got it right after 39 before 40.
Yeah.
But I was like, if they literally don't have Cody win at WrestleMania 40, I don't know what else you do with him at that point. Like, literally, there's nothing left for him to do at that point.
Yeah, it was a do or die situation.
Yeah. And this feels very much like a do or die situation for Jey Uso. It's like,
oh, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, you can yeet and all that stuff as much as you want, but this is like the last straw for him. I think if he doesn't get this, it's like down to like the bottom of the totem pole, and if you try to get back up, it's gonna take that much more effort for you to do that, because you know he just hasn't proved a lot since winning the Rumble.
Literally just team back up with Jimmy and be the Usos again, and that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, outside of that, I mean, there's a couple other like subtle important things. That rumored Fatal 4-Way Intercontinental title match is an official thing that was announced online an hour before Raw tonight. And I was like, I wonder why they just announced it. I was like, I wonder if they timed out the show and realized they didn't have time to fit in announcing it during Raw. So they were like, just announce it online. Like, that's
right.
What it seems like. We got the Adam Pearce made it official for Rhea Bianca and EO, which
we all saw coming.
We all saw coming in, and by the time that segment ended to open the show, I was like, they literally they've been drawing this out for way too long. Like that was drawn out for way too long.
Definitely, I agree.
Some weird notable things. We had Lyra Valkyria defend her women's Intercontinental title against Bayley tonight, and then they're tag teaming on Friday for the gauntlet match for the women's tag team titles at Mania. So it's like, that's a little strange. It almost feels like we might get that triple threat. Lyra defending against Bayley, defending against Liv on one night, and we might get Liv and Raquel defending the women's tag titles on the other night.
Yeah.
So they might be pulling double duty. To which I'm like, looks like Liv and Raquel are going to maintain or retain the tag titles. It sounds like Liv is going to win the women's Intercontinental title, and it sounds like Dominic Mysterio is going to win the men's Intercontinental title, and then Finn is out, and Dom and Liv and Raquel will have the women's tag titles, the women's Intercontinental title, and the men's Intercontinental title.
Yep.
And when we first started talking about this, it was like, okay, cool. Give us face Finn back and give us Demon Balor versus Dom at SummerSlam.
I'm ready.
So ready for it. And we're supposedly getting JD McDonough back.
Oh, really?
In the next few weeks. Yeah, so definitely foresee Finn and JD versus Dominic and Carlito or something like that. I mean, Carlito's
that
just...
could be true, too.
Carlito's just there as a comedy act right now and causing interference and shenanigans like that.
Mm-hmm.
We got Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano announced for WrestleMania. Didn't see that coming. I definitely thought we were getting Americano and the Creed brothers against Rey and LWO, but a one-on-one match will be pretty cool.
I think that's the better way to put it. If you wanted to give, because we know Rey is, on the up and out too, and he's just pretty much about putting people over at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So, just give me enough Rey matches until he pretty much puts his boots done. And
his pooty poot poots, yeah.
His pooty poot poots, yeah. Yeah, so that I mean, not saying it's gonna be a stellar match, but I mean anything Rey Mysterio you're gonna watch.
Yeah.
But
other than that, something that we definitely wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
The Hall of Fame, right? Triple H is headlining.
Yeah, they're doing a little something. They're adding a little something this year to the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. They are inducting the Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin submission match from WrestleMania 13. Anthony and I have both kind of caught clips of this match. We both know about the match. I know I turned it on and kind of watched it once years ago. Just like when we got the WWE Network, that was one of the matches that, and again, that WWE Network came out 11 years ago now.
Yeah,
okay?
It's crazy.
So somewhere around when it came out, I put that match on. And I got to tell you, before SummerSlam 1998, when you and I basically started watching WWF, every time I go back to watch a match from prior to that, it's tough to get invested because I know that I wasn't watching at the time. Like, I don't know what it is. I have a tough time. Even Steve Austin, who was my favorite, like watching him in a match before his Mania 15 title win against The Rock. I just like wrestling was a different thing in 97 and before that. And it's like, I feel like I'm watching a completely different product. So it's tough for me to get into. And what other matches, if they're going to continue to induct matches into the Hall of Fame, which if they're doing this now, it seems like that's a sure tell thing going on. What other matches do you think might get inducted? Just a couple off the top of your head.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, and I mean, there's a lot that come to mind, but I wrote a couple down just so I would remember in my head. But the first thing that came to my mind was another Mania classic, which was the triple threat tag team ladder match at Mania 17 with Edge and Christian, Dudley Boys, and Hardy Boys. That match is cemented in the legacy of WWE for sure. And that spot with Jeff Hardy and Edge is insane every time I see it.
So Bubba Ray posted online that next year is the 25th anniversary of TLC 2 at WrestleMania 17.
Yeah.
I saw that, and Bubba Ray posted that, and he was basically reaching out to the others that were in that match, calling for a reunion next year. And I was like, that seems and sounds like that match could very well get inducted into the Hall of Fame next year. The only holdup is that Edge and Christian are in AEW, right? Like, so
Yeah.
I mean,
And it looks like Edge just got, some reprimandation from FTR at Dynasty in AEW last night.
I saw he ate in Concerto for sure. Yep.
So a lot of people are saying like FTR versus Edge and Christian at All In.
Mhm.
So I'm not sure the contract length with Edge right now in AEW.
Edge could go to Tony Khan and say, I'm going to the WrestleMania Hall of Fame to be inducted, and you're not going to stop me. Like, he just has that much clout.
I think so.
I mean, I feel like that would be up to Triple H if he wants to induct that match while they're contracted with AEW or not.
Mm-hmm.
I know Lex Luger is getting inducted, and the whole thing there was Lex Luger wanted Sting to induct him, and he doesn't think that Sting's going to be able to, or Sting doesn't think he's going to be able to. I forget which one it is. I think Sting came out and said, I don't think I'm going to be able to with the contract situation, which stinks,
Gotcha.
right? Like, because Sting is a WWE Hall of Famer, right?
Yeah.
He should be able to go induct Lex Luger into the Hall of Fame. You would think like that it just should be a thing. It should be a thing.
You would think there wouldn't be an issue.
Right. I mean, you're talking about Hall of Famers here. These guys have been in the business for decades. Like, let's put like the professional business differences aside for the sake of the individuals getting acknowledged despite where it's happening, you know? But we'll see. TLC 2 was in the top 3 that came to my mind. I'm sure one of the other ones is on your list.
Yeah. The other I had was Taker versus Mankind, the Hell in a Cell match. Iconic.
Not a WrestleMania match, which you and I talked about before we started recording. Like, are they only going to induct WrestleMania matches? And I said, I don't know why you would corner yourself into it only being WrestleMania matches, because you have matches like that happen not at WrestleMania.
Yeah. So if it's not a Mania match, that would definitely be a good one to put in, just because it's always shown in a lot of WWE promos when they're talking about past matches. Another Mania 17, Austin Rock, Brock versus Taker, when Brock
beat the
streak.
Yep.
And then I would probably take this as like an honorable mention. If anything, like, not saying it was a bad match, but if it's not like gonna be until a while because it's more recent, Seth versus Orton, the RKO out of nowhere. Mm-hmm. When Seth went for the stomp, he gets flown up and then gets RKO'd. Man, that was awesome.
Yeah, man. So funny because that opened WrestleMania 31. I mean, the Lesnar Roman match from Mania 31 with Seth's cash-in could very well go in with the heist of the century. Like, that could land in there. Because I really feel like it set the tone for WWE for the next decade. I mean, you have Roman and Seth. They're like the top guys. They're the top WWE guys that were young 10 years ago, making their way up through the ranks and have been that staple, right? For me, the missing matches, Rock and Hogan, Mania 18. Definitely think Shawn,
I forgot about Rock and Hogan.
yeah, I mean, I was waiting for you to say it.
That was the first one you said too. So you said Rock and Hogan. I was first going with the tag team match, but
with
yeah,
the,
you
with
mean
the
that?
TLC.
I know Hogan and Rock's like definitely one of your top 2, top 3 favorite
Well,
matches.
and you take the crowd out of it, and it's not that great of a match. The
Yeah.
crowd makes that match, right? That Toronto crowd made that match, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
WrestleMania 21, Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle is really, really, really good wrestling match.
I was trying to think of a Kurt Angle match. Mine, again, I don't think it was a Mania match, but it was Kurt Angle versus Shane McMahon when he busted him through the window there.
That was King of the Ring, I believe.
King of the Ring, yeah. So, if anything, yeah, that would be a top pick for me.
Definitely.
Out of non-Mania matches, for sure.
Non-Mania match, Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Vince McMahon, St. Valentine's Day Massacre 1999, right?
Yeah. And if you wanted to see our reaction to it, go to episode, well, what episode it is, go to the catalog and go find out.
Yeah. Dude. I just had one. Oh, Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker, WrestleMania 25. It's known as one of the greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. Yeah, I mean, Cena versus The Rock, WrestleMania 29. Just to name a few.
Yeah,
right?
I was trying to think of like older ones, pre-Attitude Era.
Oh,
but again,
well, I mean, Hogan and Andre the Giant WrestleMania 3, because him picking up Andre,
yeah,
iconic, dude, right?
I was thinking, Hogan Ultimate Warrior, but then again, that really wasn't maybe the best match. I would definitely put Hogan and Andre the Giant before that match. Yeah.
Shawn Michaels versus Razor Ramon Intercontinental ladder match at WrestleMania.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. So that
definitely.
Didn't we do a watch along for that too?
I don't think so, but we definitely talked about it before.
Okay, I thought that we did a watch along for that. Yeah, that's just off the top of our heads, but
right.
Anthony and I talked about doing a watch along for this match because we haven't watched it back to front and paid close attention to it. So we have it pulled up on our Peacock at the moment. It is WrestleMania 13. Pardon me. Submission match. Ken Shamrock is the special guest referee. Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin, in which everyone says that this match really put Stone Cold on the map. I mean, it's one of the most iconic visuals.
Yeah.
When they show Mankind falling off the top of Hell in a Cell through the commentary table, they also show Stone Cold Steve Austin's bloody face refusing to tap out to the sharpshooter. It's an image that Anthony and I have seen since we were kids, and that moment happens in this match that we're about to watch. So, Anth, should we get into it?
Yeah. So, we are, again, on Peacock, WrestleMania 13. So, go search your WWE catalog if you're Peacock members. Search WrestleMania 13. Scroll all the way up to 1 hour and 18 minutes and 51 seconds. And, you can pause this, get that all set up. Once you get set up, unpause it. And, we will do our 1, 2, 3, go. Usually there's some ads, and depending on how long they are, we'll either just let it roll, or sometimes we just cut these things up and we'll just write a note saying, okay, just either skip the ad, keep going, or something like that. But for the most part, we try to just keep it raw and let it go.
Yep. And the timestamp we have it set to, it should show us the promo package work and their entrances. The match itself is, according to Wikipedia, is 22 minutes and 5 seconds. So this will run us about a half hour. If you don't have time to watch it in this moment, obviously come back and watch it along with us at a later time.
Absolutely.
Anth, you say the word. I am ready to hit play when you are.
Okay. Here we go. So 3, 2, 1, go.
I love the commentary beforehand because like they definitely
Mm-hmm.
it's like a narrator, right? Like
Yeah.
that was something from the mid 90s, you know. And I also have it playing on my television. Can you hear the audio coming through on your end?
No, because I have my audio coming into my headphones, so it's probably over masking your audio.
Okay.
So I can't hear anything you're.
When you go to edit, because you're on the editing control for this week, right? Just try to see if the audio is pulling through, because we're already getting like semi flags for nonsense.
Yeah. So if I see anything or hear any, I'll probably put like a noise suppressor or something.
You'll be able to further edit the
Yeah.
sound mixing because you're a little bit more inept with the sound engineering than I am.
Come on, Vince. Dirty, rotten son of a bitch. Shamrock.
And Shamrock looking like a straight up bro here with his
Right.
tight referee shirt and his freaking
Trim bologna sandwiches, bruh.
oh, Mankind winning the WWE Championship on the Raw where like Steve Austin came out and it's one of the biggest pops ever.
Yeah.
That could be inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. And that's from a Monday Night Raw. Like,
Right. I wish we had a mic on Austin when he would go down to the ring and just start just blabbermouthing and just like all the trash talk. I would just want to listen to that audio every time he would be going down
just
the
talking
ring,
shit,
just
dude.
talking shit the whole time.
He wasn't throwing up middle fingers yet.
Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely pre Attitude Era. He hasn't gotten into a lot of that stuff yet.
So Austin is coming into the match as the face, and Bret is coming in as the heel. We'll have to see. We'll have to take note of the double turn.
Mm-hmm.
This match is known for the double turn.
Whee!
Addie, is that you?
Hart.
Known as one of the best technical wrestlers in wrestling history.
Mm-hmm.
And I talk to guys that are like a couple years older than me and were watching wrestling in the 90s. They rave about Bret Hart. I didn't see enough of his stuff.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I didn't see as much of Bret Hart to really be like a true fan, but obviously we came up with Austin and The Rock, so Austin and Rock are always going to be my top two.
Me too. I think Undertaker was my number two, like as a kid.
Mm-hmm. And the Undertaker and Triple H stuff has definitely grown on me since seeing that Rivals this past Sunday with what they had to say about their multiple matches that they've had.
Yeah, their end of an era Hell in a Cell match would definitely be inducted.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, the sweet chin music to the pedigree and Taker kicking out, that's an iconic moment. So good.
Ugh.
You know, you're watching old school WWF when there's blue mats surrounding the ring, right? When the barricade is just the steel fences. Old school WWF, man.
I want to hear it.
Got Jerry the King Lawler and JR and Vince McMahon on commentary. Just feel like this battling through the crowd thing never really looks good on TV. It's more so for the fans that are in attendance, and
Yeah.
like it more so just eats up time in the match. So when we're talking about this match going 22 minutes and 5 seconds, like, and Shamrock didn't even ring the freaking bell yet.
Exactly. It'd be like 20 minutes just out here, and then like, okay, start the match. Mm.
Steve Austin hadn't had his neck broken yet. Yeah.
Me.
Yeah. Yeah, the ring posts are blue. The ropes are red, white, and blue. Steps are blue. There it is.
Bye.
Chatty chat chat.
Yeah. Chatter, chatter. What?
That's where Steve tore his rotator cuff, apparently.
No.
Eesh. Eat shit, bro.
Yeah, right. Suck brick, kid.
Dude, perfect.
It's such a good line.
You prick, kid. Freaking yes. Eh.
It's too bad. We.
Stunner. That was clearly before he was doing the kick to the midsection before the stunner. Like, that was...
Yeah, he used to just grab their head and just like yank it down.
be like, and here you go. How about those finishers on LFG this week, since you got to watch?
Oh yeah, I definitely liked a couple of them. Like I was definitely telling you about Chris Island. His finisher was good.
Which ones
even
did
his
you...
challenger had a good finisher too. Yeah, I forget his opponent's name.
Didn't care for the upper cutler. Like, that had potential, but I think he just sold it not great.
Yeah.
Didn't like the little wind-up situation before. Thought that was cheesy. Freaking dinger here.
Mm-hmm. Get out the way.
Yeah, Get up, Finkel. Bret Hart looking like Einhorn here. Really here.
Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is
It's
Finkel.
Finkel.
Oh my God.
Grabs plunger.
Yep. Man.
Ugh.
Man.
Chatty chat. Yeah, we got AJ Styles versus Logan Paul made official. Looking forward to that.
Mm.
It's nice because you know that like there's
Oh my God, I forfeit.
eat brick, kid.
Stu?
Lost Jericho.
Yeah.
Before that was a thing. Before Jericho made it a thing, that's just a Boston Crab now.
Sharpshooter.
Break the eyes. Kick your butt. Yeah.
Kick it.
Waiting for a low blow there.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet front flip to the outside, bro. Now Austin's getting booed. So they actually call an audible. The two of them had to start bannering to the crowd because Throwback to that guy falling on Raw on his way down to the ring tonight. Dude,
Acting like nothing ever happened.
so freaking funny. He just pulled a Titus O'Neil and baseball slid head first.
Mm-hmm. Plump, 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 plump.
Apparently, there's issues behind the scenes between Charlotte and Tiffany, so there's like legit heat between them backstage.
Hey, he's bleeding. Me.
Eh. Yeah.
Almost. Sharpshooter should be coming up in a minute.
The match ending is nearing.
Think so. Ooh. Right in the Kaneki.
Definitely gonna feel that when he wakes up in the morning.
I thought that was where, before that happened, I thought this is where Bret just kind of really starts getting to him and then get to the sharpshooter. But obviously now, a little bit of a halt.
Steve Austin is gonna start getting the upper hand, and then Bret's gonna wind up coming back.
Mm-hmm. Ooh.
Dude, right in the sternum.
Yeah.
Stomping a mud hole.
Whoa.
Oof. Like the ring ropes had way too much give back then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Steve's gonna lock his fingers in around it so not to legit choke him. And etch sketchboard. Oh no, that's the ring bell. Kind of look like an etch sketchboard underneath.
There it is.
And here we go. See how long he holds this for. It feels like 5 minutes at least. There it is. Sleeping? Yeah, here it is.
Yep.
That's the shot.
There you go.
Nope.
Still in it.
Yep.
And he eventually passes out. Yeah.
Yep. Here we go.
Yep.
You could see his fingers were off the mat, and then once he just went.
Yeah. You sleeping? Yeah, you
he's
sleep.
sleeping. Bret Hart's looking out at people cheering that he won, and he's like, "That's not how this."
Yeah, I like I said in the beginning, I never really watched too much of Bret's matches, but was never the biggest fan, but definitely respect him.
Yeah. It was pivotal in growth of the mass exodus of people leaving WWF to go to WCW, and then
Mm-hmm.
viable competition. Picked him up and threw him down like a sack of potatoes.
Right? Yeah.
If you didn't have a bad back and neck yet, that didn't help. Nice. So
Yeah, that was a good match.
Yeah, that's one I could watch back again and again and again. Not like,
Absolutely.
oh my god, I'm going out of my way to do it. But if I ran into it, like, because I think WWE's YouTube channel is just like running live streams of previous Mania matches. Like, if I stumbled across that, I'd be like, yeah, I'll leave this on.
Check it out. Yeah.
Yeah.
But guys, yeah, let us know what matches you would want the WWE to induct into the Hall of Fame as well. Our big thing this week was the Austin and Bret match for Hall of Fame, giving some, respect on that. So again, comment below. Let us know on our YouTube pages, our Instagram, Facebook. Let us know some matches. Now, obviously, it can be from any era. Doesn't necessarily have to be a Mania match, but any type of match you think would be, honorable enough to be put into the Hall of Fame. This would be something pretty cool to see every year now, to kind of add on to the essence of the Hall of Fame. So with that said, again, I think we're going to get this one wrapped up for this week, because then next week we are going to have our pre show for Mania. So we'll have our predictions. We're going to go through the card one by one for both night 1 and night 2. So it'll be a fun-packed one for you guys. We're getting close, man. Getting close to the ending of this Wrestlemania season. So everything's starting to gear up. And yeah. So again, make sure you guys are giving us a follow and subscribing right here on YouTube. Make sure to follow on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all at the handle of One Set Pod. And make sure you're hitting us up on Gmail. Make sure you pick up some merch at our merch store, and also hit us up on Patreon. Jim, one more time, let everybody know where they can hit up our discussions and where they can chat with everybody 24/7.
Yeah, we are building a culture in our One Set Fam Facebook group. Just currently talking wrestling stuff, but once WrestleMania season ends, it will be all of the things beyond that Anthony and I get into on the podcast, sports related, just general life happenings.
Yeah, we'll be getting into it. We'll give you guys shout outs. We'll be doing some daily discussions, and it'll kind of help bring some new topics into the show as well. So again, just trying to build the community there. All the links are in the description, so make sure you guys are hitting that up. And if not, we will see you guys in the Facebook groups and the chats. Thank you all for tuning in. This has been One Set. Bro, any more before we sign off?
Not for now, man. All the love to y'all. Until next time.
This has been One Set.